Hello guys, good evening and welcome back once again to another SJ Traders Academy crypto live session. Today is the 26th of July, fourth day of the trading week. And before I start, just a short disclaimer: past performance does not guarantee future result. Whatever buying, selling recommendation for tonight, please do your due diligence before investing into any kind of asset. And of course, a bit of house rules. So I will conduct the session, and if you have any question that you want to ask me, feel free to put in the chat box. So after my session, I will look into it, and then we will have the Q&A session later. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, if you can see my shared screen, can you type 1 in the chat box? Okay, so what is happening right now for crypto, and of course for the crypto market outlook for this week? A lot of anticipation, and of course there are a lot of uncertainty coming in the market. Volatility as well is coming in later on in the next 4 hours. Right, so 2 a.m. later, we will have the FOMC meeting minutes from the Federal Reserve Committee in the US. So where the Federal Reserve most likely will increase the interest rate hike. Okay, so that's where you're going to see a lot of volatility coming in from all asset class. Okay, so for tonight, right, you can see Ripple. So Ripple, also known as XRP, have recently won its case against the SEC. Okay, and Judge Torres have declared that Ripple is not a security. But of course, the SEC is counter suing Ripple. Okay, so I think probably there could be another next drama for Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. So here, right, what is next? Expert weighs in 4 potential outcomes. So what are the expectations for Ripple? All right, so you can see in this article here, right? So ongoing legal battle between Ripple and the US Security Commission, also known as the SEC. All right. So a pro-crypto lawyer, James Murphy, has outlined 4 potential options the SEC may consider in response to Ripple's partial legal victory. Okay, so you can see here, will the SEC file for interlocutory appeal against Ripple? So as for now, everything seems to be very smooth sailing for crypto. But unfortunately, right now, you can see SEC is going after Ripple again. So for many other reasons. Okay, so here, the first option involves the SEC filing a request for interlocutory appeal. Since no final judgment has been entered yet, the SEC does not have the unilateral right to appeal. Okay, so instead it would need permission from both Judge Torres and the Second Circuit Court to appeal to proceed with the interlocutory appeal. Okay, so this is the outcome that is happening right now. SEC is most likely to sue Ripple again. So they cause another uncertainty in the market for altcoin as well. Okay. Then here, according to Murphy, the second option involves the SEC going through with a trial on the aiding and abetting claim against Larson and Brad Garlinghouse. So this is the Ripple CEO and the founder as well. Okay. And then the third option here you are seeing is that the SEC to drop the claim against Larson and Garlinghouse now and to take an immediate appeal, for which no permission will be needed. Okay, so the final option is for the SEC to settle with Ripple. So most likely you can see the Ripple case is most likely is favoring towards the Ripple side. Okay, so SEC has no chance in winning actually. So I think most likely they're trying to buy time and trying to drag this case. Okay, so if the SEC were to continue to sue Ripple, there will be another 2 more years from now. So there won't be another lawsuit that is ongoing, but most likely they will re-look into it another after 2 years. Okay, so here, in that scenario, obtaining permission and for an interlocutory appeal can be time-consuming and potentially delay the overall timeline of the case. So I already mentioned to you they are buying time and they are delaying the case. Okay, so next year is the crypto halving, or also known as the Bitcoin halving. So most likely you can see next following year, right, especially around April or May, you will see a lot of a bullish sentiment coming in from the market. Okay, and then here, however, it is essential to note that the timeline can vary depending on the specific circumstances of the case and the court's availability to consider the request. So most likely, this SEC, they are wasting their time to appeal. Okay, and then here you can see Murphy cites the tremendous political pressure on SEC chairman Gary Gensler to get Judge Torres' decision reversed as soon as possible. So earlier, I think in the last few weeks, Judge Torres have already declared that Ripple is not a security. And that's why you can see Ripple went up, I think, about 100%. I think from 43 cents all the way to 90 cents. 90 cents, not 90 cents to almost to $1. So it's already more than 1x from there. Okay. So here, the political considerations are essential as crypto exchange around the world release back XRP. All right, we have Coinbase beginning to release back XRP, and also other regulated exchange in the US beginning to release XRP. Right, so making the SEC look bad and empowering progressive Congressman Richie Torres and others to wrap up criticism on Gary Gensler. So Gary Gensler, as you know, that he is the chairman of the Security Commission in the US. So what he's doing right now is actually, scaring investors away from investing in crypto. All right, instead of protecting investors. Okay, so many investors got scammed, especially in the last year's FTC fiasco, where FTC collapsed. Okay, so I think many are involved behind it, especially Gary Gensler. So this is the situation right now that is ongoing for crypto. Okay, so this is the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. Okay, so these are the expectations. So I most likely Ripple will continue to thrive in this lawsuit. I think this is just buying time for Ripple and SEC. So overall, it's looking very bullish for Ripple. So we just have to wait. Okay, so this is the first article here. Now moving on next. So next article also very important. This could also ignite the bull run very, very soon and very quickly as well. So maybe we could see a change of pattern here, a change of cycle for this time. So the game changer here we are looking at is the Bitcoin ETF, spot ETF. The keyword here is spot ETF. So we have many big hedge funds like BlackRock, Fidelity, Citadel are also showing interest and to apply Bitcoin spot ETF for the public, okay, and to also for retail investors. So here, Bitcoin spot ETF schedule. Okay, here are the dates to watch for possible approval. So as for now, the SEC again is slowing things down by buying more time. So a lot of submission being submitted to the SEC, but the SEC seems to reject or re-amend again. So here are the few companies or the hedge funds are actually applying, right, for the ETF. So the odds of the spot ETF being approved by the SEC have risen after the world's largest asset management company, also known as BlackRock, also filed for Bitcoin spot ETF. So you have to understand why is it so important for Bitcoin spot ETF. Okay, because previously other companies or other countries have approved only Bitcoin leverage, okay, leverage ETF or futures ETF, because futures ETF is only for leverage trading. So the reason why they approve leverage trading is that the more people trade, the more they will earn in commission. And of course, majority of traders, they will lose money. Most of the traders, especially 90% of the trader who trades, okay, will definitely lose money. So that's why SEC prefer this type of mechanism or this type of product. They want people to trade, they want people to lose money. Compare versus to spot ETF. Spot ETF, they are buying the underlying asset itself, as if you are buying the physical asset. So when more and more people buy the physical asset, that's where it feels more safe. Compare versus to the leverage trade. So that's the reason why the SEC is delaying the approval. You know that the market is coming in. We have a very bullish sentiment coming in. Once BlackRock can able to get the approval, you can see a massive of people are going to go in. Okay, and this could actually push the price even further towards the upside for Bitcoin. So this is the company here. So number one, you can see here, this is by 21 Shares and Up Investment. This is by Katie Wood. Okay, so their application date was on 2021, 28 June. Okay, 28 June. Okay, so their first deadline was on 29th of June. I think it was last month. So they have already got declined by the SEC. Okay, and then the second deadline for evaluation by the SEC is on 13 August. So 13 August, we will have another activity from SEC whether to approve or not. Okay, so you have until up to 3 times to apply. So third application evaluation date is on November 11. Okay, and then the final application evaluation is on next year, 10th of January. Now the big fish here is definitely coming in from BlackRock. Okay, so their code here is iShares Bitcoin Trust. Okay, so recently also they applied on last month, 15 June. Okay, exactly last month. Okay, so their first deadline for evaluation is on September 2nd. Okay, think about another 2 more months from now. Okay, so if they got declined, okay, there will be another evaluation again on October 17. So if another decline again, this will be the last one, will be third application, which is on the 15th of January next year. Okay, so final approval or final application last will be on the 15th of March. That is before the halving of Bitcoin. So maybe SEC might buy time instead of approving right now, right? So they can simply reject these applications. Okay, they can ask BlackRock to re-amend again or reapply until this very date on the March of 15. This will be the last one. So maybe this could also ignite the bull market on the March of 15, because the halving is on the April. It's either around April or May 2024. So that's the reason why I've already mentioned to you guys that this whole year is a year of accumulation. It's for you to actually enter and buy altcoins. Some of the altcoins are already undervalued, already down 90 to 95%. You know, they have strong utility, a very good community. It's for you to buy and hold for this halving. So when you buy before the halving, that's why you're going to see massive gains. Right after halving, then you're going to see a lot of. Then is the time that you want to harvest. Okay, so far overall, there are a lot of companies, like especially Fidelity. You can see here, right? Fidelity is also one of the biggest hedge fund as well in the US. Okay, so their application date was on 2021 itself, March 24. Okay, final application evaluation date also on March 15. So you can see here, most of the companies, the final application date is quite similar, March 15. Invesco, Fidelity. Okay, we have Wisdom Tree as well. You can see all of this all falls on March 15. Okay, so when all these ETF were approved on the March 15, you can see the tremendous amount of demand coming in for the Bitcoin spot ETF. So this could also push the price for Bitcoin and the crypto market up. Okay, so this is the example here. So this is one way to take note. Okay, so the final date is March 15, 1 month before the halving. Okay, so you're going to see a lot of momentum. Okay, volatility coming in for the market. Now, moving on next, you can see for tonight. So tonight, very important. Later, I think 2 p.m., 2:30. All right, so we have the FOMC meeting minute. Okay, so later on here, Thursday. Okay, Thursday morning here, 2 a.m. FOMC statement and funds rate. So that's where the Federal Reserve Committee will decide to increase the interest rate hike. So this is by Jerome Powell. So around 2 a.m., within 2 to 2:30, there will be volatility coming in. So this is the Federal Reserve Watch tool. And you can see here 96.5%, they will increase the interest rate hike about 0.52% or 0.55% basis point. So high chances that the Federal Reserve will increase the interest rate hike. So right now you can see most of the crypto market price is pricing in right now. You can see the current market price is actually down, right? Down at the moment. Okay, so most likely when Jerome Powell will give an announcement, okay, maybe the market might have a reversal back again. Okay, so we have to see a lot of scenario here. How is the market is going to play out later on at 2 a.m. So 2 a.m., 2:30, you have to be watchful. There'll be a lot of volatility coming in. Okay, so this is the target rate for 26th of July. Later on, Federal Reserve meeting. Okay, so 96.5%, they're going to increase the interest rate. Okay. All right, so next, moving on, right, you can see here. Okay, so this is the on-chain analysis. Okay, so you can see what is happening now, right? Comparing from year 2020, okay, and then for this year versus this year, right? So Bitcoin 2020, this was the COVID period versus this year, you can see, all right? So what is happening right now? Okay, so these are all the lines being drawn, right? And then you can see this is the FTX crash happened on last year, right? FTX crash on last year, decided to bottom out and then break towards the upside. You can see a lot of higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low. So this is a uptrend line. This is a trend line here. So far, currently, you can see the current year, this year itself, the yellow highlighted level here, you can see. Compared to this versus this, what is happening now is actually projecting the same thing that is happening right now. Okay, so this is how you should actually prepare yourself for this coming year. Okay, this whole year, and also following for next year, so 2024. This is a time most likely Bitcoin will have a chance to actually rally back up again. Most likely to have a mid-cycle top around the 45K. So 45K would be a good reasonable price to have a all-time high for this year at 45K. Okay, so these are the scenario. Okay, so these are the preparation of what to expect once the price were to rally back up again. Okay, so this is one. Then moving on next, you can see here, all right? So I believe most of the market, or I would say majority of the people right now, are mentioning that crypto overall is bearish. Okay, crypto overall is bearish, right? And many have this kind of mindset that, you know, most likely I will come back after the halving. Because the mentality of investors, they will only come in once they have hype, one there is FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. Then only they will come in. When there's interest in the market, only they will come in. The best time to actually come in is where the market is down, the market is bearish, the market is sideways, and of course there's fear in the market. That's where you want to buy and accumulate. And that's where you will make your life-changing gains. This is the best time to actually go in when people are not interested. So here, imagine being bearish while Bitcoin holds above the 20, right, the monthly 20 moving average line. Okay, so this is the one, right, above the 20 SMA line, right? Once Bitcoin has closed above it, it has never again fallen below until the cycle top. Okay, so it's comparing 2016, 2018, and then 2019 to 2021. So similar also, the cycle is repeating the same thing. Every 4 years, Bitcoin will repeat the same thing. But of course, this is not financial advice. Past performance does not guarantee future result, but the cycle keeps repeating very similar. Okay, so what we are seeing right now this year, now the price have already closed above the 20 SMA line, similar to all this. So you know what to expect later on. Could be another volatility coming in for BTC, where most likely you might see a mid-cycle top very soon. Okay, so we are already ending the month of July. So most likely August, September, you might see some volatility, right? Or might see a push towards the upside. So let's see later on the Federal Reserve interest rate, right? Whether or not to increase the interest rate, right? And then of course, how is the market is going to react later on. Okay, so this is one scenario here. Now moving on next. Okay, you can see this is the altcoin season index. So very important. If you are holding altcoins, right, is one way to know how is the altcoin performing. Are we in the altcoin season or are we in the Bitcoin season? Okay, so here you can see this is the indicator here, right? So currently we are already above this Bitcoin season at above 25, currently at 30 now. Okay, so you can see top 50 performance over the last 90 days. Okay, so in order to have altcoin season, if 75% of the top 50 coins perform better than Bitcoin over the last 90 days, then it is considered altcoin season. So far, you can see how many coins are outperforming. Okay, so we have Bitcoin Cash, right? MakerDAO, Ripple. Okay, so not many are actually outperforming this BTC. So we have not considered altcoin season yet. Okay, but currently right now you can see the market for altcoins is starting to rally, okay, and starting to bottoming out from this scenario right now. Okay, so that's where you're going to see a lot of interest coming in, okay, especially coming into the last end of this year or Q4. So Q4 you might see the market start to rally. Okay, that will lead to Q1 2024, where altcoins will continue to break the consolidation period or the ranging period. Okay, so that's where you're going to miss the accumulation period, right? If you fail to accumulate this year. So this year will be your last year to accumulate. Next year itself, we are looking forward to harvest. Do take note. Next year itself, I would not accumulate any more altcoins, but only for this year. Because next year is a year of harvesting, year for you to hold and position yourself and to see for any opportunity to actually take profit along the way. Okay, so this whole year is only for you to accumulate. Okay, other than that, no. Okay, then another one we go here. This is the Bitcoin rainbow chart. So this is another indicator also for you or to know what is exactly happening. Where are we right now? So currently we are at this light blue line here, which is currently at basically a fire sale or a buy situation here. So we are still early. We are still at this zone now, early zone, accumulation phase, right? Even before the halving itself, right? So that's where you're going to see the market have a lot of potential to actually break towards the upside. Okay, so you want to buy when it's boring, you want to buy when it's consolidating or it's bearish, right? And then when it's downwards momentum. So that's where I give you an upper edge against other retail investors, right? Against other, I would say, newbie investors who only come in based on hype, based on FOMO. So you don't want to buy at the top and sell at the bottom. You want to buy low and sell high. You want to sell when there is greed in the market. So that's very, very important. Okay, so right now we are still early. Okay, still early, I would say. Very, very early. So you have not missed the boat yet, right? Even some of the altcoins are still yet to take off and still at the accumulation range. So later on, you'll move into the technical side, okay, for altcoin trading. Okay, so next one, right? You can see the total crypto market cap here. Currently, we are hovering around 1.18 trillion. Okay, still very solid. Currently, Bitcoin is at 29.2. Okay, so it's down about 2.18% in the last 7 days. Ethereum also down about 2.5. Currently is at 1857. So any gainers for today? Okay, we have only few. We have Compound 11.75 the last 24 hours. Solana 3.94, hovering at 24.37. Okay, Kava 3.1. Right, Doge also recently rallied after Elon Musk have changed the Twitter logo to X. Right, so that's why you see Dogecoin also rallied, right, about 14.34% last 7 days. Okay, so you can see any users for today. Pepe done about 18.6 in last 7 days, right? XDC 5.56 last 24 hours. So most of the altcoins now are actually taking a breather because the crypto market is actually down for the immediate short term. So market is pricing in right now for the FOMC meeting minutes that is coming in at around 2 a.m. later our time. So that's where the Federal Reserve will most likely to increase the interest rate hike, and market now is pricing in. Okay, now moving on next, you can see here. Okay, currently right now you can see we are at the technical side. So technical very quickly. So you have any question right now, any altcoins that you want me to look at, feel free to put in the chat box. So I will look into it later. Okay, so for the Bitcoin dominance, what you are seeing right now, currently the dominance is actually uptrend. Okay, it's currently above the top BB. Okay, so the next resistance you might look at somewhere around this level here as your next resistance at 53.15%. So any chance of a retracement, you might look at the buy zone here at the bottom line. So that will give me around 47%, okay, of a retracement here, back down here. Now on weekly time frame, you can see the chart. Okay, on weekly, you can see there is a BB squeeze here. So BB squeeze on the weekly, there is an entry on Monday. So Monday, there is a sell setup here. There could be a sell to buy situation. So one thing to know about Bitcoin dominance, if for those who are new, Bitcoin dominance is to measure the strength of Bitcoin, whether it's strengthening or weakening. So if Bitcoin dominance is strengthening, that means Bitcoin is rallying up, while altcoins will take a breather, while the smaller coins will suffer. But if the Bitcoin is down, Bitcoin dominance is down, that's where the other smaller coins will have an advantage against Bitcoin. So we as an altcoin holder, we are encouraging the Bitcoin dominance to fall. That's what we want. That's our main objective here. Because we are holding the smaller coins, we want the smaller coins to gain much more against Bitcoin. That is a whole objective in altcoin investing. Okay, so this is the preparation. So on daily chart is already downtrend. Okay, on dominance, momentum sell, pullback for the re-entry sell. So overall, it's a downtrend for daily. Bitcoin dominance is below the middle band, so it's considered downtrend. So you might look at somewhere around this level here to retest. All right, probably also around this range. Might come back down here at 48.85 will be the next support zone. Okay, so dominance is actually downtrend, so you might look for smaller coins to outperform against Bitcoin. So let's look here for Ethereum against Bitcoin. Okay, Ethereum against Bitcoin. Okay, so right now what we can see here. Okay, so Ethereum against Bitcoin, you can see the money time frame. The money chart is also downtrend below the middle band. Okay, below the middle band. So consider downtrend. But what you can see here, if you look at the price action, this is a descending channel. You can see this is a very nice flag pattern here. So every time when you see there's a descending channel, there's a high probability where the market might break towards the upside for this flag pattern here. So on weekly time frame, you can see here, you can see it's descending down like this trend channel. So there could be a high possibility where this market will outperform against Bitcoin. So Ethereum have a chance to outperform against Bitcoin. So let's see whether or not Ethereum can break above the middle band here. Closing above middle band will be a bullish momentum for the altcoins as well. Now on daily, so far on daily, right now you can see, right, it's trending towards the upside. Right, you can see here, this trend channel, right, is breaking towards the upside here. Okay, so let's see whether or not this flag pattern can break towards the upside, because now it's trending towards the upside. So far overall is bullish for Ethereum against Bitcoin. Okay, everything is up now. So we just need to watch on the weekly time frame. So the weekly time frame is where we want to see the middle band to break above this level here, 0.06536. Okay. Now moving on next to BTC. So BTC very important later on for 2 a.m. Okay, 2 a.m. later. Okay, monthly time frame. Now the monthly time frame, what you can see is that the setup on monthly, trend overall on monthly is candlestick change of direction. Okay, from sell to buy. So the monthly candlestick have closed above the middle band. That is one thing good. So every time there's a candlestick change of direction, they might see a pullback here, which will retest on the buy zone. So there could be a chance where Bitcoin might pull back around this level here at 25.6 or 25.5. Okay, but if we see a break towards the upside, it might look at this level here to retest at 34.9K. 34.9K could be next resistance. Okay, looking onto the weekly time frame, you can see there's a BB squeeze going on. So Bollinger Band squeeze, if you look on the bigger time frame, Monday is a sell setup here. Price hovering at the sell, so there will be a sell to buy situation. So 25.6K, there could be a next destination for BDC. Okay, so have to be very careful there. But overall, on the weekly time frame, so weekly time frame is still uptrend. Trending is up. So now it's maintaining very well at the middle band here and also at the buy zone. So we can see higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low, higher high again, higher lows, higher high, higher low, creating a trend channel towards the upside. So you can see like this, a very nice trend channel here. So you know the trend is uptrend. Then on daily time frame, you can see daily is downtrend, momentum sell. So every momentum there can be a pullback. So this pullback will be test here. Here at 29.8. So probably for the immediate short term, Bitcoin might come back to the test here at 29.8, and then maybe you might see a rejection, or maybe it could also retest further up here at the middle band. Okay, around the 30.1K. Then or not, when can you able to maintain this level of support, then will be good. If not, most likely you might look at another level here, probably around this zone. Right, your 28K could be next, okay, for BDC. So that's my take here for BDC. So overall, short term is bearish, okay, but long term wise is bullish. Okay, we're already in the accumulation phase and we are actually heading towards the upside. Okay, so later on, just the FOMC concern at around 2 a.m. So let's see what the market will decide later on. Okay, so Q&A now. What do you have? Any question? So we have one here, Chainlink. So let's look at Chainlink. So Chainlink is actually an Oracle database cloud storage solution, okay, where they provide cloud storage services for B2B, right, B2C. Okay, so this is also a very big company, right? And of course, you can see here, Chainlink, during the last bull run, right, I bought around $3, not mistaken, 3.3. So 3.3 here, right, 2020. Okay, let's see around here, 3.6. Went all the way to all-time high at about $53. So that's about 13x from there. So like I said, this is the worst case scenario for a bull market situation. So the lousiest bull run or the worst case scenario in the bull run, most likely around 10x or less than 15x for a particular altcoin. So this is one of them, Chainlink. Okay, have done a 13x in the last bull run. So currently right now, we are in the accumulation phase. You can see already here. Sideways, ding dong here. Since when? Since on last year, May itself. Consolidating till now. More than 1 year already consolidating. So that's why I've been mentioning to you guys, this is a year of accumulation. Right? We are still in time to actually accumulate. So here on Chainlink, currently it's still sideways, still ranging. Right? Monday is at the sell zone. Okay, looking onto the weekly time frame, you can see also. Right, the weekly time frame, right, is still ranging inside here. So we are still yet to break past the critical resistance around the 8.76. If you can able to break past 8.76, most likely you might see another leg towards the upside. Okay, and then your support zone will be here at the 5.74. So far on weekly is doing a candlestick change of direction from sell to buy. So it might come back for a pullback here, which will give you maybe at least the buy zone at 6.3. So around $6 range would be a good area to buy. 6.5, 5.7 would be a good area, right? Around this zone to rebuy back position. Then on daily time frame, you can see, okay, you can see on daily, the trend is actually bullish. Higher high, higher low. Higher highs, higher low, higher high again, higher low. So the trend channel is actually uptrend, right? You can see the trend channel is actually trending towards the upside. So far overall, it's still maintaining this level as a buy zone on Chainlink here on daily time frame. This is the buy zone. And then on H4, trending, you can see descending channel break, So far, it needs to break past the middle band to reverse back towards the upside. So 7.62, it needs to break above. Reconfirm back a change of direction. Okay, so this is your setup here. So daily is at a buy. So if you want to rebuy back, then maybe daily will be a good option. Okay, daily will be a good option, or maybe you might take the Fibo. So Fibo from the top, okay, from the top maybe to this low here. Okay, or this low also can. Okay, so the golden ratio at 0.618, around the 7.41 is actually a golden ratio to buy. So somewhere around this range now is a good area to accumulate, or if not the 0.5 here, around 7.08. Okay, this is for chain link. So chain link is a very good altcoin as well, but this one is a slow and steady coin. Okay,